Access to healthcare, levels of immigration, and climate change are just a handful of political issues people advocate and disagree on. Conservatives advocating for tradition and order, where the liberal yearns for social equality. Often, politics can seem more like an arena than a place for constructive discussions. All around the world, countries are divided into political groups. Some are more conservative than others, some more authoritarian than others. In the United States, only 29% of adults trust the media most of the time. So people feel a disconnect with what their own news sources advertise. In the United Kingdom, at least 45% of all generations believe that UK politics is broken. And while 65% of Indians believe children in India are better off than their parents, 76% of Indians still say a lack of employment opportunities is India's biggest political issue. Is our own psychology an issue, or is the political world to blame for most of it? Part 1. Breaking down and understanding political psychology. Let's begin by breaking down political psychology into politics and psychology. Psychology can be defined as a scientific study of the mind and how it dictates and influences our behaviour. Psychology has many schools within it, perceiving the mind in different theories, such as social psychology, which sees us first as social animals, cognitive psychology, which looks at the functions like memory and perception, or biological psychology, which studies the relationship between our behaviour and biology, just to name a few. Politics can be defined as the activities of the government, members of law-making organisations, or people who try to influence the way a country is governed. Politics is complex because there is no one way to practice politics. All countries and different cultures have their own way of organising political systems. Taking these two definitions and adding them together, we get political psychology, which in its most basic definition concerns the behaviour of individuals within a specific political system. This is not the first academic field to apply itself to the political world. Political philosophy used concepts such as the limits of government and political power to understand political systems. However, political philosophy extensively studies the operations of the state. Political psychology is far more concerned with the individuals living within the state. Political psychology has come a long way from studying authoritarians of the 20th century to contemporary social issues of our own time. We have come from faking to electrocute people in Milgram's famous obedience studies to handing out personality questionnaires. Political psychology may be an area of applied psychology, but it has developed into an umbrella term in itself. It uses cognitive psychology to understand decision-making processes in political systems, personality psychology to study the hidden differences between political individuals, biology to reveal the hormones and genetics which contribute to a predetermined set of political attitudes, and the rational choice approach is also used to understand our motivational and emotional biases. Political psychology has been described by researchers to have developed in 4 waves. The first wave came about after World War II using behavioural studies. The second wave happened when psychoanalysis was the main psychological teaching, an old school of psychology which studies the unconscious activities of the mind. A third wave moved political psychology with the cognitive revolution, before reaching the fourth wave, which focused political psychology on intergroup relations, social change, and ideological beliefs. It has taken a while for political psychology to formally establish itself. It wasn't until 1978 when the International Society of Political Psychology at the University of California was created. Then Stanford University began teaching a 3-week summer school in political psychology. Political psychology today uses all the schools of psychology mentioned. Research will use famous personality theories such as the Big Five to study liberals and conservatives, also using Bob Altemeyer's famous right-wing authoritarianism measure to study authoritarian personalities. We continue to study the lighter and darker side of politics because politics has always been that way. To answer our question from earlier, political psychology shows that social circumstance and personality are just the beginning to understanding our political views. Decision-making in social settings is influenced by underlying cognitive processes, while our own personality traits that attract us to political views are to an extent predetermined by our own genetics. While political psychology cannot give us the answer we are looking for as to why there is inequality, how to make more trustworthy media, and how to fix complex political systems, it teaches us a great deal about the individuals that pursue these questions, and promoting understanding to combat division between political groups. Part 2. A channel for political psychology education. This channel is devoted to the education of political psychology, a place for bringing different political-minded individuals together to discover what personality traits and behaviours of others is like. On this channel, you will find videos that detail all areas of political psychology to its most interesting areas of investigation. How authoritarians use threats to bring people together, how dark traits like psychopathy manifest in political interest, the world of moral psychology, and the history of political psychology, just to name a few. Each video is based on 3 principles. 1. Empirical research. No opinion is added to any video. All the information is collected from actual political psychology related studies researched by experts. 2. Creative animation. The animations are to make political psychology colourful, bringing long journals of text come to life. The 3rd principle is education. The ultimate aim is to be an educational channel, with a message of unity, that by understanding different political attitudes, we can interact with politics with more openness. If you like what you see, check out all the other videos made so far on the channel. With every video you will find an illustrated poster which summarises what each video is about. Some videos are yet to have a poster designed, but it will get one eventually. As always, thanks for watching.